Hey everybody. I wanted to talk a little bit about an idea that I've been exploring with my advanced kinesiology students lately. And that is that in kinesiology, we teach usually this idea of muscles as individual units, and they have attachment points, and they pull to bring the attachment points towards one another, or to fix or stabilize a certain area of the body. And that's what they do individually. So there's a lot of focus on the name of the muscle, its action, origin, and insertion, as if it's separate in space and not related to anything else in the body or gravity. So one of the big things that I want to get across to my advanced students is almost like to take an eraser to that part of the brain and to erase this idea of muscles as individual little units and start thinking of them in terms of how they cooperate with the rest of the body as a whole, and with the fascia and the bones, the connective tissue in the body, and the nervous system in the body, and how the nervous system and the fascial system, the connective tissue system, and the muscles all work together in very concrete ways and specific ways, much more concrete and specific than to say that it's all related, right? And there's different people there's different pioneers who have looked at this and presented models on this in different ways. You have a lot of people in the somatic bodywork community, the somatic movement community, right? There's Alexander and Feldenkrais and Thomas Hanna. In the massage community, I think of Tom Myers' work on the anatomy trains, right? The mapping out very concrete proposed myofascial chains, what he calls anatomy trains, and how those concepts can be used in different ways to map out how we move, and how we move both in locomotion, movement and locomotion, how we get around, and how we move, how we stand, how we orient in gravity, how we keep ourselves upright. These long flexor chains in the front and extensor chains in the back, keeping us upright, orienting us up in gravity. Thinking of, for example, thinking of the flexor chain in the front and the extensor chain in the back, not as flexors, right? Not as flexors or extensors, but as upriters. Like they're cooperating together in very, very large, long vertical chains to basically just have a stand so we don't fall down. And because our weight is so much forward in humans, we have this big heavy head with the face, and we have the chest and the abdomen and all our viscera, organs, and the pelvic girdle all kind of wanting to fall forward, that we need the muscles in the front and the back to work slightly differently, but both together cooperatively to keep us upright, just standing up before we even take a step. So that's a concept that I really want to emphasize, and I think that we would be better off if we had these bigger ideas, the big picture ideas, incorporated in the curriculum early on instead of later, that the muscles really aren't these individual things, that they all work in a bigger community, and that we are strange animals standing upright vertically against gravity, and that has profound implications for how our muscles and how our neuromyofascial systems work. Thanks.